Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to my channel. This is your boy FlyIslandGuy. Today we are here in Pucallpa, Peru, and we're going to be ferrying some very dangerous cargo over to Tabatinga, Brazil. So we're going to be moving on to a new country in South America as we continue our South America Ops tour. Funnily enough, one of the strange things is that we've probably done, I'd say, upwards of maybe 10 flights now, probably more, in South America, and we still haven't gone past the first 1/3. We still have the whole lower 2/3 of South America to go, and it's going to be a lot harder to cover that territory in this aircraft because of the distance that it travels, but that's okay. So we're just going to have fun. And we're going to do what we can. Flight time today over to Tabatinga is going to be 1 hour 37 minutes at 21,000 feet. And weather-wise, things are looking really good. If we just bring up windy.com here, as you can see. So we're here in Pucallpa right now. All of the bad weather is behind us, and the wind is pushing any weather away from us, which is good. Then if we look at Tabatinga Airport in Brazil, once again, tons of clear skies all around, and the little patch of bad weather that we do have is kind of being held at bay. I'm not really worrying about having to fly through that at all. I mean, we'll probably have to fly through on the way in, but things should clear up as we get to the airport. Current temperatures, as you can see, our current weather over there in Tabatinga right now, 29 degrees C. It's extremely hot. Visibility is 10 kilometers or more. So as far as I can see, winds out of 090 at 5 knots. So beautiful weather over there. We are ready to go as far as things are concerned here. And I'm still trying to get the hang of OBS as well. I've messed up a few flights already by not checking to see what's actually displayed on OBS. And I'm just basically, you don't see anything for a very important part of the flight. So I'm going to try not to do that again. And we're going to get underway. And let's bring up our checklist now. We are pretty much ready to head out. I'm just going to do our final items checklist, which is flaps 15, which is good to go. Lights, I will get the taxi lights on. And ice protection as required. We're in flight auto, and our condition level cause no warnings. So we are good to go. So we're going to go ahead and start our taxi over to runway 20. This is a freeway airport for Pucallpa, available on flightsim.to. It's where I get all of my freeway airports, to be honest. Looks absolutely amazing. I'm just going to stop here real quick, just to make sure nothing is coming in the way of traffic. Nothing on the left. My man's head is in the way here. Nothing on the right. All right, so we're going to go ahead and continue our taxi. The terminal building is actually like at the very end of the runway. So we're just going to taxi maybe about halfway or so down the runway, and then we're going to turn around and we're going to start our takeoff from there. We don't need the full length of the runway at all. We should be able to get up in the air. We're probably about 1,500 meters or so. Or probably 1,500, 2,000 feet. That's what I'm trying to say, meters. I'm gonna watch my taxi speed. There you go. And I want to try and get track IR set up at some point, just so I get the movement to look a little more smooth. And I'm looking around the cabin, or sorry, looking around the flight deck. It's a little, it's a little bit erratic, kind of jerky right now. We're gonna go ahead and turn around right here. I can never do a turn in one go, because I feel like I'm gonna have to go too fast to do it. Alright, so we're gonna get lined up here. This is literally all the runway you need. Alright, so before we take off, I know our trim is already set. Flaps 15. We'll get our lights on. Landing strobes and recognition lights are on. Good to go. All of our switches up here look good. Inertial separator is on. Probes are on. I think we are all set, folks. Alright, so gonna set our takeoff power. Alright, takeoff power is set. As usual, we're looking for about 70 knots, 70, 80 knots for takeoff. And we are on our way. A little bit of right rudder just to keep us straight. 50 knots. A little bit of left rudder. And rotates.
Airborne time logged.
And we're up. Gear up. Alrighty, just trimmed it out so I can kind of get my hands off the controls. And I'm gonna tip the nose down just a little bit. Actually, no, I'm gonna leave it as is. But I'm gonna pull the flaps up so we can get about 150 knots, and then I'm gonna turn on the autopilot. Slowly getting airspeed. And autopilot is on. Let's do heading hold, and let's start our left turn so we can get back onto our flight plan. It is an absolutely beautiful morning here in Pucallpa. And we're just gonna enjoy heading through the clouds. And hopefully get a little view of Pacalpa on the way out. Alright, so we're coming over now. Beautiful. Of course, it's getting obscured by the clouds. So much for that. But it's all good. wonderful day for flying today. No weather whatsoever that's going to be getting in the way. Maybe a little bit of bumps on the way in, on approach to Tabatinga, but outside of that, really nothing at all to worry about. Alright, we're going to arm nav mode. Alright, so I just want to apologize for my last video. So my last South America ops video, where we were heading to Las Palmas Air Force Base. So what I didn't realize is that when I was doing my research, I didn't realize Las Palmas Air Force Base, or Las Palmas, was just a name. It's not actually the location of where the Air Force Base is. So when I was talking about doing my little discovering Las Palmas segment, which is something that I try and do whenever I go to a place I don't know about, so that you guys as well could know, I didn't realize that the place that I was describing wasn't actually where we were landing. So Las Palmas is like a small rural village in the mountains somewhere in Peru, whereas Las Palmas Air Force Base is actually in Lima, Peru, which is why when we landed, we were surrounded by a large metropolitan area. That's why I was so shocked. If you go back and watch the video, you'll see like I was kind of shocked when we were landing, just how built up the entire area was, because I didn't realize that that was the wrong area. So having said that, today we're going to talk about where we're going, which is Tabatinga, Brazil. So just like Pacalpa, Tabatinga, Brazil is another fascinating place located right at the triple border between Brazil, Colombia, and Peru. It's like a cultural crossroads in the heart of the Amazon rainforest. So let's start with the population. Just something that I normally like to start with, kind of gives you an idea of, how big the place is. The Tabatinga is a relatively small city compared to some of the more well-known Brazilian cities, with around 65,000 residents. But don't let its size fool you. It's a bustling hub of activity, mainly due to its strategic location at the meeting point of the three countries. In terms of the climate, Tabatinga experiences a typical tropical rainforest climate, categorized by high temperatures and humidity year-round. The average temperatures in Tabatinga hover around 26 to 28 degrees Celsius, and it's pretty much summer all the time, with occasional heavy rainfall, especially during the wet season from December to May. So it sounds like we're pretty lucky to have a fairly dry day coming in. What's intriguing about Tabatinga, though, is its international vibe. So being at the border of the three countries, as I mentioned before, you can imagine the cultural diversity that thrives there. So it's like a melting pot of Brazilian, Colombian, and Peruvian influences, reflected in everything from the food to the music to the languages spoken, as well as on the streets. So the languages spoken on the streets, sorry. So another interesting aspect of Tabatinga is its role as a major trading center. It serves as a crucial gateway for goods traveling between Brazil, Colombia, and Peru. You'll find bustling markets brimming with all sorts of products, from fresh fruit produce to handcrafted electronics as well. Perhaps one of the most enchanting things about Tabatinga is its proximity to the Amazon River. mighty river snakes its way through the region, offering breathtaking views and opportunities for exploration. So you can hop on a boat and navigate through the intricate network of waterways, immersing yourself in the unparalleled beauty of the Amazon rainforest. All in all, Tabatinga is a hidden gem in the heart of the Amazon where cultures collide and the spirit of adventure beckons. So it's a place where every corner tells a story and every experience is a journey into the heart of the rainforest. All right, so I hope you guys learned a little bit about Tabatinga. We are going to continue our flight. When I come back, we'll be starting our descent in there, and looking forward to having hopefully a smooth landing. All right, this is your boy FlyIslandGuy. We'll be back. Take care. Welcome back. We've started our descent into Tabatinga International. This has been a really smooth flight. Actually, pretty much no issues so far. It's been great. What we're gonna do now, real quick, is just discuss our approach, and we're gonna go bring that up here. Navigate charts is up, and I'm gonna try and remember to remove this off the screen once we're done. But we are doing the RNP Zulu runway 30 approach, which is pretty much a straightforward approach. We're going to be coming into PT-013. It's going to be our initial approach fix. That's where we're heading now, and then we're going to make the left turn and just follow the straight in path for final approach. We're going to land on runway 30. Now, while I'm here, let me just look at the map of the airport to see where I have to go. Okay, so it's a fairly small airport here. Terminal building is going to be on our right when we land. So we're just going to make sure I remember that. Always forget to check this before I actually land, but yeah, here we are. So that is all good. We'll remove that. All right. Let's go ahead and take a look at our approach checklist. Recognition lights are on, recall lights are on, radio and nav aids already set. Altimeter is set as well, but I'm going to go and just sync it on one more time. Gonna 2979. Pressurization is set. Inertial separator is open. And we've just kind of done the approach briefing, so approach checklist is complete. We're going really fast now, so I'm just going to dial back. Our throttle, we are doing almost 250 knots, but I need to slow down. As I said, this is an RNP approach, so all we have to do is pretty much just let our GPS guide us in. Now that we're taking this turn, we can go ahead and trigger approach mode. We're just going to wait for this little green bar down here to hit center. Localizer is active, which is good. And all we have to do after that is follow the glide path. Looks like we're pretty high right now, though. Nothing wrong with that. Alright, just dialing back our throttle all the way. As usual, as I mentioned like lots of times before, we need to make sure that our speed is in check when we're coming in to land with the PC-12. Not only speed, but also making sure that our rudder trim, just our trims in general, are pretty much set. So what I've been told, the best way to go about this is to just make sure we're stabilized. You can go ahead and shut off the yaw damper and go from there. I think this would be a good time to go ahead and do that. We're pretty much straight heading for the runway. The runway is straight ahead of us, right there. And we're just trying to make sure we get down to 1900 feet. We're doing a pretty aggressive approach right now, or aggressive descent. We're doing about 1500 feet per minute. That's why we're kind of having a little bit of trouble slowing down. But, absolutely nothing wrong with that. We're going to get close really fast. Once we do, we'll just go ahead. The speed is going to drop off really fast, and we'll be able to get all set up and ready to go for landing. Glide path is kicked in. What I'm going to do, your damper is going to come off. And I'm just going to adjust my my rudder. Yeah. It's a little tough. I haven't quite gotten the hang of that, so. Just want to make sure that's good. That's the one thing that I absolutely never get right in this aircraft. Alright. So we're about to hit 150 knots. Actually, we've been crossed it, sorry. We're about to get down to about 130. So we'll be able to start extend our flaps. We've hit 1900 feet as well, which is the altitude that we're trying to hit. That's our final approach fixed altitude. Flaps 15, gear down. And I'm really taking my time now. Hey. So flaps 30. And for landing checklist, landing gear is down. Landing and taxi lights are on. Flaps are set to 30 as required. I'm going to shut off the autopilot now, but your damper is already off, and cabin pressure is good to go. Let's shut the autopilot off, and we'll fly this baby in by hand. And all we're going to do now is just try and make sure the glide path indicator stays somewhere in the middle. We don't want to be too high, don't want to be too low. Alright, we're a little bit right of the runway. It's okay. Doing about 90 knots right now. It's a better view right there. And I'm hoping to stay as controlled as possible on landing. Kind of bleeding my speed off a good amount right now, doing about 85. Hoping to drop a few more knots just as we rotate. And adjust my trim a little bit. I don't have to adjust so much. And here we go.
Landing time logged.
Beautiful. Held the reverse thrust in for a little too long there. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Tabatinga, Brazil. This has been interesting. Lots of trees here, but the terminal should be here on our right. Just gonna get our lights off over here. Ooh. Just realized I was going a little too fast just now.
Warning, trim.
But this is a default airport. This is not custom. As you probably imagine, just a little disappointing because I've pretty much been to customized airports the past couple trips. All right. All right. After landing checklist, condition level 2 ground idle. Flaps can come up. We've already set up our exterior lights. Landing lights, strobes, recog lights off. Ice protection can come off. And radar on standby, trim, set for takeoff. Good to go, folks. Unfortunately, because I don't have a second person flying with me, or the actual knobs and switches in front of me, it's just better for me to stop and do it myself, you know? Alright, we're just gonna come straight here. Looks like we have a marshal right in front of us. Perfect. Alright, park and brake on. Let's come up top and we'll get our beacon off. Taxi lights can come off as well. And
Engine off, time
Warning,
logged.
essential bus.
The flight is finished. It has been monitored by On Air.
alright, I'll go through the remaining checklist once we end the flight. But we're gonna, as far as everyone else here is concerned, we'll end it now. Beautiful, smooth approach and landing, uneventful, which is probably the first time I could say this. This aircraft. Thank you so much for checking this out, you guys. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I'm gonna try and keep these videos rolling moving forward, and definitely excited to see what further adventures we have here in South America. Outside of that, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Share the video if you see fit. Outside of that, it's your boy FlyIslandGuy saying stay safe and most importantly, stay fly. I'm out. Peace.